Today is January 8th, 2020. All right. Today, we're going to be talking about what's coming up on Friday. All right. That's the lunar eclipse at 2:21 p.m. Now, the lunar eclipse is when the moon is full, which means the sun is in opposition to the moon. They're exactly 180 degrees apart. This eclipse is much more powerful in a sense that you will feel it out in the physical world because the moon is full. The moon is at its heightened state of power. The moon is much more connected to the physical realm. And so, it being so closely related to the cycles and events in our lives, we definitely have to take into account what that might mean. Where is this eclipse taking place? All right, well, it's taking place in Cancer at 20 degrees. So you might want to check if you have any planets in the sign of Cancer. You also might want to check the house that contains the 20th degree of Cancer in your natal chart, which you can do by looking it up on Cafe Astrology. I posted a video not too long ago which discussed how you can go and look that up. If you want, just go back. It's in one of my astrology reports and you can find that. That will help you out and help you be able to pull up your own chart and at least say, this is where the eclipse is taking place. So if the eclipse is taking place in Cancer, we know that it has a lot to do with our home life, our private life, but also our public life. Cancerians tend to get jobs in the public, okay? They take jobs as servants of the public, as police officers, per se. So one thing you need to understand is that our private life, things that may not, or that may have been building up, things that may not have come out into the open, are now going to be maybe worked up by this eclipse. They're going to be pulled to the surface. So that's one thing an eclipse can do, is that if things have been building for a certain amount of time, it can trigger them. Because the moon is full, we're dealing with things that are much more out in the world, or in this case, in our environment of our home, because we're dealing with the sign of Cancer. So one thing we want to keep in mind is that when we're discussing this, we don't want to take it out of context. We want to keep it within the realm that it's in, which means now is a time where you may experience circumstances and events, emotional reactions at this time, which are getting you to bring out what you've been burying. Cancer, as the sign, needs to give words to its feelings in order to create a sense of intimacy. If you have any planets in Cancer or any prominent placement of Cancer in your chart, then you may struggle with putting words to your own feelings and sharing those feelings with others without expecting a resolution to come from other people, but just so that you are nurturing your own feelings. Now is a time to nurture yourself. If you don't nurture your feelings, who's going to? Now is not the time to be so hard on yourself. Now is a much more playful time. In Cancer, we tend to feel like the weight of the world is on our shoulders. And we want to take that off a little bit. Let that go. And then become more playful with our environment, with our home, with where we're at. We want to relax into our environment a little bit. Now is a time to explore the memories that have wounded us, to bring them some peace and healing through their exploration, and then to use our imagination to move forward into a future that we desire. Now we can go out with the vision here after this eclipse and begin to work on our public life and our social status, right? We need to create these roots. Cancer represents our roots. We need to get in touch with them at this time. Right, this eclipse is going to do many things, and you may feel it on many different levels, even ones that aren't going to be mentioned here. But it's very important to begin to pay attention to what these eclipses do within the context of your own natal chart. Of course, as always, I'll be at Pixie Dust every Monday and Wednesday. All All right, today is Wednesday, so I will be there from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Come on down. We'll sit down, we'll pull out your natal chart, and we can look at what the eclipse is doing in your chart today, or rather will be doing in your chart on Friday. We can look at how it may affect you. We can discuss what's been building up and affecting you now. So I hope to see you there. If not, I hope this information was helpful, and I will talk to you guys soon.